Welcome to another maths lesson this wonderful Wednesday, and today's date is 24-06-2020, and yes, we're continuing with measurement, and this is part 3 of length. Alright, we are all doing so well. I am so impressed with you all, seeing how accurately you are all measuring at the moment. So let's see what we're going to do today. So what you need for today is a ruler, a whiteboard and a marker, your blue maths books, and make sure you've ticked all of those and that's what you got, and don't forget to turn those maths brains on. Okay, so yesterday we did our challenge and I would like you to do a new challenge. Okay, so we've got a sun plus a sun, take away a moon equals 3. So do you remember from yesterday? What was a sun plus a sun? So what was one sun? Now you've got to think about, if I take away a moon, but I'm only get left with 3. Then when you figured out how much a moon is, you can do the bottom one, which is a sun, take away a sun, plus a moon plus a moon. And what is the answer? I know you can all do it, boys and girls. So please can you do it on your whiteboards now, and you can send a picture if you're at home. If you're at school, your teacher will check your challenge. Right, let's listen to the video looking at length.
Which shows the length of the rectangle measured correctly. Alright, so here we have this green rectangle, and let's see, how did we measure it? We have 1 centimeter right over here, and then we put another centimeter right over here, and they say two rulers measure the rectangle side to side. Well, this makes sense because we can say, look, if from here to here, from the beginning of the rectangle to the middle is 1 centimeter, and then it's another centimeter that gets us to the other side, to the right side, then we know that this is going to be 2 centimeters long, 1 and 2. So I'm pretty sure this is measured correctly, but let's just make sure that the other two don't really measure the rectangle correctly. So this one right over here, you have 1 centimeter and another centimeter, but you're leaving a gap right over here. And you can't leave a gap here. You want to measure what this distance is. And you notice that this ends to the right of the rectangle. So this isn't a good way of measuring it. And this way, you're not going all the way, the entire length of the rectangle. So this, you're coming up short. You need to measure the entire length. You need to start on the left side, which they did, but you need to go all the way without any gaps and without overlapping the rulers in any way to get to this side. So this isn't right either. So let's keep doing these. Which shows the length of the eraser measured correctly. So this one, well, once again, there's some weirdness over here. I don't even know what's happening, but the entire ruler isn't even getting to the entire length of this rectangle. So this isn't measured correctly. And they say 2 rulers measure the eraser and overlap. Oh, I see. This is kind of, the ruler is a little bit transparent. So this one is overlapping with the one underneath. So you definitely don't want to do that. You want to put them right next to each other without a gap. And you want to get all the way to the edge of this rectangle. So this one, you have a gap, and you're actually going beyond the edge of the rectangle, so that's not good. Here, you have no overlap and no gap right over here. They're just right next to each other. And we're starting at the left side of this rectangle, and we're going exactly to the right side. We're not overstepping it, or we're not underdoing it. So this is going to be right. This is a lot of fun. Let's do, okay, this is interesting. What is the length of the floor of the bank in meters? This is a picture of a bank. I guess this is the big money in the bank. Those are big dollar bills and those are big coins. Drag the ruler to make the measurement, and this is in meters. So I can click on this, and then I can put it, remember, I don't want to do this. This would be wrong because I want to start measuring right at the edge of the bank. So I want to do it like that. And I see, okay, the length of the bank, well, how much is that? Well, you see this right wall right over here. It's right at 4 meters. So this is going to be 4 meters long. Let's do another one. What is the length of Maria's backyard in meters? Drag the ruler to make the measurement. So once again, you don't want to do something like this where you're starting to measure before the garden even starts. You're starting to measure too late. You want to measure right at the edge, right over there. So that's where the garden starts. So that's where your ruler should start, measuring 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Looks pretty close. Let's see. It looks pretty close to 8 meters right over here. So yeah, the length of this is 8 meters. It looks pretty close. I'll say 8. All right, let's do one more of these. What is the length of the tray of cookies in centimeters? And when they say length, they mean length actually means the longest dimension. If you have a width and a length, and so the longest dimension of a tray of cookies is going to be this side right over here. You don't want to measure that side up there. That would not be the length. The length, if people don't tell you otherwise, it's the longest dimension. So we want to measure. Let me make sure I don't lose my ruler. We want to measure along the top or along the bottom, and we see that it is, once again, we don't want to do this. That would be starting the ruler too far to the left. And you don't want to do this, starting the ruler too far to the right. You want to put it right at the edge, right over there. My ruler isn't perfectly straight. And we see that this cookie tray is right at about 8 centimeters. 8 centimeters. And we're done.
Okay. So, boys and girls, we watched another video about length, and let's recap on what he said. Measuring is an object. The tool we use to measure is a ruler, and the unit we measure in is centimeters, but another unit we can measure in is meters. Meters is for bigger lengths, okay? So when we're looking at our garden or at the bank or from school to home, we will use meters or kilometers, so bigger things than centimeters. Centimeters is just for smaller things like we've been doing, the wool balls or your books or school bags, things like that. All right. And length is the long side of something. Okay, that's very important. Your length is measuring the long side. Right, so let us do some measuring on our whiteboard again. So there's my line, my ruler. I start at 0, very important, boys and girls, and that's where I end. And it's 8 centimeters. Can you please draw 8 centimeters on your whiteboard now, boys and girls? Okay, let's look at the blue line. My ruler starting at 0 and it ends at 2. So my blue one is 2 centimeters. Please draw a 2 centimeter line. Don't rub your lines off. I want to see all 4 of them on your board. Okay, so let's go to the next one. There's my green one. And my ruler always start at 0 and it ends off at 12. So my green line is 12 centimeters long. Please draw a 12 centimeter long line for your third one. Okay, last line. Here we go. Starts at 0 and it ends at between 7 and 8. So it's a 7 plus a half a centimeter is 7.5 centimeters. Please, boys and girls, make sure you write 7.5 centimeters. Okay, very good. So now we're going to look at work for today. Please complete page 32 in your blue maths book. So open up on page 32. You can see some balloons, but they're not, they don't have any strings. So they're all flying away. I think the little mouse at the bottom lost her balloons. Okay, so you're going to write the date, which is 24-06-2020. And then you are going to put your 0 of your ruler at the end of the balloon. You can see where the knot of the balloon is. And you are going to draw a line as long as it says inside the balloon. So at the number 10 centimeter balloon, you're going to put your ruler at the bottom where the knot is and then draw a line for 10 centimeters. And then color your balloons in. So if you want, first use a nice sharp HB pencil, and then you can color your balloon in either pencils or in your roll-ups, and then you can make your line the same color if you would like. But to be accurate, you've got to first draw your line in a sharp HB pencil. All right, that is all we're doing for maths today. So You can have a super day, and I will see you tomorrow, Thursday, for your 3 times table test. So please practice counting in threes and doing your times tables. All right, boys and girls, see you tomorrow. Bye.